episodes of TV23's Internet provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Good morning, Alicia Owens here with Tim Fowler and Mark Strange, and we are going to kick off the 69th International Pancake Day. And real quick, I wanted to talk with you guys about the history of Pancake Day and where it started, I guess how it kind of became a tradition. Just give me all the information you can. Who we want to talk to first?
I'll start out. Tim can fill in the gaps here. Legend has it that in 1445, a lady was cooking pancakes to get rid of all of her cooking oils because Lent was getting ready to start on Ash Wednesday, on Shrove Tuesday, getting rid of all her cooking oil. So she had the window open, and it was a nice spring day, birds singing, and she heard the church bells ringing and realized the shriving service was getting ready to start, and she was late. So she took her pan with the pancake in it that she was cooking and ran to the church flipping her pancake, and was met at the door by the verger, who's the bell ringer at the church. He gave her a kiss, sent her on into the church. That supposedly is how Pancake Day got started. Then the ladies of Olney, England, continued that tradition for years and were running a race on Shrove Tuesday. R.J. Leet, who was the president of the JCs at the time, saw an article in Life magazine, I believe, about the ladies of Olney, England, was looking for a fundraiser for the JCs here in Liberal, and actually called the vicar. Didn't call him at that time, he wired him, I think, sent a telegram challenging the ladies of Olney and the ladies of Liberal to run a race, and I think only intending that to be a one-year thing. And 69 years later,
yeah, that's impressive.
We're still racing against the ladies of Olney, England.
Yeah, I think it took 3 weeks to set up. They only had like 3 weeks to set up the first one. It takes us all year now, so we're not quite that quick.
And I think most of the runners that first year were the wives of the JC, the men in JC's on the committee, and they had made their wives run because they didn't have anybody else.
Like they were just kind of told. I watched the interview with Billy, I believe was
Billy Ward.
Yes, and she just said kind of our husbands told us we had to run, so we ran, and she won. So she did good.
Exactly.
Okay, so. I'm sorry, I think I cut you off. Go ahead and continue.
They like I say, that first year when they had the challenge, they only had like 3 weeks to get ready, and so they put all this together real quick, and that first year was a success. So they've continued to do it. It's gone on for 69 years now. We have taken the 1 minute race, because it's a 415-yard S-shaped course that they run on, and they run on the same similar course on each side, and then the times are compared, and it's just between Olney, England and Liberal, Kansas. There's
officially the only two cities that
we do have some other people that just run for fun. There's
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. There's a pancake house over there. They sponsor a pancake day and a race, and they always call in their time just for fun. But actually, the official race, there's a contract between Olney and Liberal, and that's
exclusive to the two
and
cities.
So how do you get to be able to run? Because was I told right when I was told you have to be a resident of Liberal?
Right.
And so how do you qualify?
Well, you have to be a resident of Liberal. You have to have a Liberal address. Liberal mailing address or street address.
And you can be here at the college or live here. I mean, if you're here
or
to college,
a student with parents that still live here, then you're eligible. But you have to be over 18. You have to be able to accept any prizes that we would give out, because that becomes an issue with high school track people, kids running. Cannot accept as an amateur. You can't accept prizes.
Okay.
So there are some rules that that do pertain to that. It used to be back in the early days. It said must perform housewifely duties.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's still in the rules, and they have to wear a scarf or an apron, and they have to wear a scarf, and they have to flip the pancake before they race, and at the end of the race they have to flip the pancake.
Okay, so not run while flipping, as it sounds like.
No, at the beginning and
at
the end.
Okay.
And what the girls usually do is they put their thumb over the pancake, and sometimes that's all they have is the outline of a thumb for a pancake, but they have to have.
So they do carry it with them.
They do.
The whole time
the
they
skillet
run.
and the pancake.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So 69 years. How big did it start out, and how big is it now? How's it grown?
Well, 69 years ago, I think it was a one-day event.
Okay.
Now we've taken a 60-second race, like Tim said, and expanded it to a 4-day event. We have a lot more activities than they did then. As far as actual people at the race, because we have instant media and social media and so many ways to get to see it now, they may have easily had bigger crowds back in 69 years ago,
right,
physically there watching the race. We have more people now keeping up with the race through
being
the media.
spectators. Yes.
Right.
So what groups are involved in this? What does it take? I mean, holy cow, the amount of people that I'm sure it takes to put something like this on, just because I know small scale in Hugoton what I do to, it counts so much on volunteers. So what kind of organizations do you have?
Every civic group in Liberal has some part in this. We have the Boy Scouts, which you've seen running around here. They all pitch in. Each group takes one of the events, like the noon Kiwanis, the early risers,
and noon.
Both
of them
do the actual breakfast cooking. The Lions Club puts on the parade, which will be on Tuesday. Today, which is Tuesday, I
feel like yes, it all
it's been a long
runs
weekend
together for you guys at this point.
The Rotary Club actually does the parade. The Lions Club helped with the talent show.
Sorry, I got them backwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So each civic club has a responsibility, and then usually one person from that club is on the board. So the board consists of about 25 to 30 members, and as you can see, I mean, we'll feed 2,000.
That was going to be my next question.
2,000, 2,500 this morning.
Lots of pancakes.
Yeah.
Lots of pancakes,
And,
lots of sausage. And,
obviously, our grill setup is pretty impressive. When the folks from England come over here, they can't believe it. I've actually Tim and I both have gotten to go to Olney.
And participate in their pancakes.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you go to the church hall and they're doing their breakfast, they have little griddles, just like you would buy at Walmart, and they're cooking pancakes, and they're just blown away. I believe the mayor said it best sometime during the weekend. He said, this is like Pancake Day on steroids over here.
Oh, good. Well, I'm hoping to interview him before it's over with, and I'd like to get a rundown of the event started, from start to finish. So today is the end of Pancake Day, right?
Yes, we've had stuff going on all weekend. Today you've got the breakfast going on. Started at 6 o'clock this morning. People can still come out here to 10 o'clock and eat pancakes. Then the children's races start at 10:30 downtown. We'll have children's races. We'll have the men's pacer races at 11:40. The international race is always at 11:55. And then we'll have the shriving service at 12:15 and the video conference with Olney, England to compare times at 1:15. And it finishes off with a parade at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay, I'm hoping to make it back for that. So
I will tell you, the record stands at 29 to 37. 29 Olney, 37 Liberal. Olney's closing that gap. There used to be a really huge gap, and they've really taken it to
very competitive.
And then there are two draws. So if you're doing your math and you're going, that doesn't add up. Two no contest years that we had, and one was last year, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Their timing mechanism didn't work, and then we had one other year that the press truck got in the way in Olney and stopped the racers. So in the interest of good international relations, we just said, we're just not going to count those years.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back here in just a little bit and hopefully get an interview with the mayor of Olney. And thanks, guys. I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
Take your internet by the reins. Pioneer Communications offers blazing fast speeds up to 50 meg. Make slow internet a thing of the past and sign up for faster internet today. Pioneer Communications, your community connected.
Hi, I'm Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs at noon weekdays right here on TV 23. Hey, do you think you have an idea for something that would make a great segment? Somebody that would make a great interview? What about a community event that needs highlighting? Let us know here at the station. Email us news@kdgltv.com.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. That's Independence University. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate.
1-800-274-8142.
Tamsin, I didn't even get a last name. I'm sorry.
Rawlings.
Okay, Tamsin and Jeremy, who is the mayor of Olney. So I want you to kind of give me a rundown of how things started over there, how they still continue today.
I can tell you the story.
Yeah.
So
a long time ago.
500 years ago,
Yes.
a lady was cooking up her butter and her fats ahead of Lent to give them up. She was cooking, minding her own business, and suddenly she heard the bells of the shriving service. She thought, goodness me, I'm late. I best run. So out she dashed of her house. She had pan in hand, apron still on, headscarf still on. She ran down the high street, arrived at the church, and knocked on the door with her pan and was let in.
Because I was told that if you showed up after the bells were done, you didn't get let in.
That's right.
Is that
That's
correct?
why
So
she had
that's
to knock
why
the
it was
door.
like, gotta go right now.
So the
Yeah.
doors
Yes.
were shut, and she was
Yes.
like, oh my goodness, I've got to
Yes.
run, I've got to run.
And we recreate that now. So the winner of the race doesn't go into the church, first of all.
Yes.
So everybody assembles in the church for the shriving service,
Yeah.
and then she knocks the door,
Yes.
and the vicar goes and lets
And
her
lets
in.
her in, yes.
Okay,
So we
all right.
still reenact that.
Yeah.
And ever since then, so it's 1455, they've done it ever since, all through the War of the Roses, the First World War. They took a short break for the Second World War,
Yep.
but otherwise it's been going ever since.
Okay, and so how big compared to how small or how big or
It's a one-day event in Olney.
Okay.
Basically, it focuses around the race. We have children's races and
Yeah.
stuff like that as
Uh-huh.
well, and we have a pancake breakfast.
Okay.
But it's only a single day. We don't have like a week of events
No.
like these guys here do.
And we don't have the flipping contest or the eating
No.
contest, but you have to remember, English pancakes are totally different
Yeah, that's
from
true.
American
okay, you're gonna have to
pancakes.
explain that to me then.
Well, it's the same basic ingredients, but we don't put the soda in that makes it rise.
Yes.
Okay.
So our pancakes are like this diameter.
Okay.
Not
Really
like this.
thin. Okay.
And very thin.
Yeah.
And so they're much more difficult to toss.
Yeah,
Yes, that would that would prove
Yeah.
to be true.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You can do it, but they're
Yes.
quite difficult.
Yes. So is this your first time coming over here and
First time to
and
Liberal,
taking?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome.
thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's totally different than
Oh,
home.
it is. It's incredible. We've had such a good time.
Good, good. So you
People
guys have been here for the
lovely.
whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Because today this is my first experience Pancake Day, and so I'm hoping that I learn and take away a lot
we've
from
been
this.
here since
But-
Thursday.
So 69 years of them doing it here,
Yes.
and if I would have been in town this weekend, I definitely would have, paid attention to some events and things
Yeah.
that they had going on. So what's been your favorite part so far?
Probably going into the schools.
The schools.
okay, really?
Yeah, so the schools hold their own flipping and eating
Yeah.
contests.
Wow.
We've been in 2 schools
Yeah,
this week.
and
Okay.
they pair
Yeah.
together. So we were at Meadowlark, who were versus Prairie View.
Prairie View, yeah.
And,
Okay.
and then another 2 schools that were against each other, competing for the most number of flips.
Okay.
Which was fantastic. And it was great kind of talking to the kids. We were telling them that we like our favourite topping on our pancakes is lemon juice and a tiny bit of sugar. And they all were disgusted by it.
Oh, really? I mean, I think it sounds good. I'd give it a try anyway.
Well, they like their syrup, you
Yeah, they
see.
do like their syrup.
Yes. And a lot of people pancakes on their pancakes, powdered sugar, peanut butter,
Yeah.
syrup. My
Yeah.
husband, when I make pancakes, he tops it with his eggs and then his.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's. So, what do you guys like our pancakes? Do they
Oh yeah,
measure
yeah.
up?
I'm very partial to your pancakes with crispy bacon and maple syrup.
Chris,
Very
you
nice.
had me at bacon. You had me at bacon.
Yeah.
That's probably the
Yeah.
best part of any breakfast, if
Yeah.
you ask me.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So when do you guys go home?
Tomorrow.
Well, we start
Okay.
our journey
morning,
tomorrow,
yes.
but we're we're stopping off in Denver for a few days of skiing before we fly back to the UK.
All right. Okay.
You know, got to do it while you're here.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
But we're going to miss Liberal. Wow.
We are
what
really
a
gonna miss
warm welcome. The people here have been absolutely incredible.
And the community spirit is just awesome.
Yeah. I feel like that happens in all our small towns. I'm from 30 minutes away, and coming over here, warm welcome, and I would like to speak for them and say, you know, they would love to have you back. I'm absolutely sure of that, and I'm hoping to make this an annual thing for me, coming back. Not necessarily maybe doing this job, but I would love to.
Have you had some pancakes yet?
I have not. I had grand plans of coming in this morning and going right up there and eating and everything, and then I got a little nervous and I thought, no, I'm gonna do this first. Plus, I probably would have had syrup on my face and no one would have told me. So absolutely. Have you guys ate yet?
No, not yet.
Okay,
no. But they have an amazing grill set up here.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Well, and that's what he was telling me. I guess the two that I interviewed earlier, Mark and Tim, had been over there to Olney and said that the setup was a lot different.
Yes.
So how was your setup over there compared, I guess, to this one?
There's less people.
Yes. Okay. How many do you think you
Well, I mean,
serve?
our town is probably 1/3 the size of Liberal.
Okay.
So only 6,000 odd people.
Yes.
Okay.
And we obviously get visitors coming in from outside. But there's nowhere near the number of people that we're going to get here, I don't think.
Okay. And so who puts yours on? Because ours are like, I guess here it's all the civic organizations, you know, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts.
There's a separate committee which is associated with the church.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Who actually do the event. Yeah. And the town council, which I'm a member of, hence this wonderful
and
chain here.
Yes, maybe you should explain that to me.
Well, I'm mayor of Olney. So I'm an elected councillor, and then the council elect the mayor. So I've been mayor for 2 years now. This is my second year, and so that's why I was asked to come and represent the town.
Okay. I mean, I feel like now I want to go over there and experience Pancake Day.
Absolutely, you'd be very welcome.
And see.
You'd
So
be very welcome.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, you guys. And
Thank you.
Is there anything else that I've left out that you just think that we need to know?
No, I don't think so.
Just that we've had the best time.
Well,
absolutely
good.
the best time.
Good.
Liberal is amazing.
Well, that's
It will
Southwest
stay in our
Kansas.
memories for a long time.
Yes.
Yes. Good. Well, make sure you come back and join us.
We will.
Absolutely. So nice to meet
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Alicia.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Oh,
The skills you can develop in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your interests in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment that you can transfer to an exciting new field. Get a head start on your career while serving part-time and earning money to pay for college. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-521-3583. That's 1-800-521-3583.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. That's Independence University. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate.
1-800-274-8142.
Okay, so we are back here at the 69th International Pancake Day, and I have John Deacon, which, tell me the part that you played in this and what year that was. They told me, I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's okay. Billions of years ago in the old century, in 1978, I was the 29th Annual Pancake Day chairman, And I worked at the local radio station KSCB. I was the morning guy, and we got creative one morning, and I took a recording of bacon and eggs fried and stuff. We prepared breakfast on the air. And Stu Melcher, the manager, thought that was just great. Next thing I knew, I was Pancake Day chairman.
Funny how that happened.
I know, well, and pancakes don't really make a big noise when you're cooking them on the radio.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
Anyway, no, actually, I had the opportunity to work with Virginia Leet. She was she had the Women's News of the Southwest on the radio. And she actually won a national award for her program on our little part of the world here. Virginia, I originally, would turn the microphone switch on. She was pot number 2 on the control board. And then she would talk and have her 10-minute program, and I would turn her off. And the next we follow forward, I was in a car with Virginia in a snowstorm going to Wichita, Kansas, to your station in Oklahoma, or in Wichita. And we got to the television station. I was a general chairman. Virginia walks in. She says, "Sit there." I say, "Hi, I'm John Deacon," and the rest of the show. She was so knowledgeable. She was the woman behind the guy that made all of this possible.
Uh-huh.
And RJ saw the Life magazine, called Cannon Collins, anyway, made the deal, and the rest is history. And Virginia kept the ball rolling years and years and years. And now she, of course, she's still controlling from above.
Yes.
And this event, well, like I say, they're approaching their 70th year. It's going to be exciting.
So that you take part in this every single year?
Gosh, I wish. I actually live north of Oklahoma City, in a little town called Perry, and my son was born the year I was general chairman, 2 days after. So he was the first pancake baby, you might say, out at Southwest Medical Center.
Unofficially.
Unofficial. And he does not have the hat. But so we kind of talked about over the last 10 years and decided we were going to come here for my 40th anniversary of being chairman and his 40th birthday. And now he has 2 twins that are over here chowing down on pancakes, and this is their 3rd birthday today. So that's why we decided to come home to Liberal.
Uh-huh.
It's the center of everything.
It's small little jaunt, just come back every year. I'm sure that they want you here every year.
That's right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
I just need a twin-engine airplane and fly me in from Oklahoma City for life.
So what's the biggest changes that you've seen? How have you seen it grow since you were the chairman?
Well, actually, one of the most exciting things is this building that we're in.
Yes.
Whenever I was chairman, we were in the Armory over, it's a block or 2 over, much smaller building. It was very compact, and like I say, in the event, the professionalism of the event now, this particular part of the event is wonderful. The fact that the course is now lined with a brick outline on the road, so anytime someone comes from Wichita or anywhere to see where Pancake Day takes place, it's marked. There's no question. There's a doctor donated his office and then had the office moved back from the street, so they have a big area up front for events. And
so tell me, since I've never participated in Pancake, this is my first. Where does the race start?
The race starts at the, in my day it was at Dairy Queen, but now it's another building. No, it's down by the library on Kansas Avenue, and then it goes approximately a block, and it goes over another block to the west, and then it turns and goes south approximately 2 blocks. Again, it's the exact measurement as the course in Olney, England. And it wasn't really billions of years ago, but a couple of years ago, we worked with Amazon.com, and they sent my wife to England. We had a chance to take her car and drive up to Olney and visit the actual site and walk the course and stand in front of the door that in 1445 this person was frying her pancakes and ran to, and I read it was the verger, he was the bell ringer, gave her the kiss. And that's a lot of years to keep an event going.
That's what, tell me about this kiss, because that's what I was a lot of people are talking about this. What is that?
Oh, isn't that neat? We're talking about Olney, England, and the Bag Parks startup. Oh man, you know how to queue up. Boy, this is great. No, anyway, she was, you know the story, and the fact that they use up their baking fats. She was frying pancakes, and she heard the verger ring the bell at the church. And she like, oh my gosh, she forgot to put her skillet down, and the pancake was in it, and she ran all the way to the church door.
Apron and scarf, yes.
The regalia that they have worn ever since. And when she got to the door, he then took her, gave her a big hug and kiss, and then she entered. And he, of course, I imagine, kept the pancake
I would hope.
But that's the way it was. And then in that same church is, if you've ever heard the song "Amazing Grace," that was written there by one of the officials in a previous year. But it's a great place to visit if you go to England.
I feel like I really want to.
You do.
Everybody that I've talked to, so knowledgeable on the subject, has been there. I feel like I need to now. Well,
now, speaking of, Virginia years ago wrote The History of Pancake Day. It's available at the Pancake Center here in town. And it's a nice sized book. It takes you all the years, all the way up to the time it was printed. And that's available. It explains all the detail. You can see all the racers. Yesterday I met the daughter of the first winner of the race.
Okay, yeah, I watched her interview from last year. So
it's wonderful.
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, this is a huge. I'm so happy to have been invited to do this today and become a part of Pancake Day. It's huge, and it's amazing, all the people that come together to.
You'll be here every year after.
Well, I feel like every year I will be coming back.
Well, that's like I had mentioned to Mark Strange. I said, I was hoping Stu Melchert would be here. He was my boss, and he was Pancake Day chairman 10 years before I was. And then I got to thinking, it's 4.5 hours out here from Oklahoma City. He lives 45 minutes from where I do, so maybe I should just go visit him there.
Right. Or bring him, or grab him, bring him with you,
here. That's a
and bring him with you. Okay, so have you filled me in on everything that I need to know?
Well, other than, the parade, it's a phenomenal parade. They've moved the time slot around a little bit. It runs a little bit later now than it did 40 years ago, but things move faster now. And, it's a great thing. You want to be sure and get out and see it. You still have time to get here from Wichita to see the parade. And actually, possibly to see the race, and that is worth it too. Of course, you'll be able to sit home and watch it on TV.
And parade starts at 3.
It does start at 3.
You'll be able to watch it on TV, and social media, everywhere. If you miss it, it's your fault. It sounds like. So, well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate it too. Thank you.
Have a great day, and happy birthday to your son and grandkids.
Well, you betcha.
Enjoy.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today.
Lonnie, I'm not going to pronounce your last name. I'll probably get it wrong. He's from McPherson. I really appreciate you coming out again this year. And how many years has this been? 20 years. Thank you, Lonnie. Okay, if everyone would rise, we're going to post the colors. Okay. All right, sorry. This is new to me. So, my first year. Sorry about that. So, do we want to go ahead and sing now? Very good.
God save our gracious Queen. Long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you to our Redskins singers. Great job, you guys. Really appreciate it. All right, now I have Kevin Alexander. I knew I was going to do that. He'll do our prayer this morning.
Let's pray. Most High God, we're thankful for this chance to come together as two communities, God, and just celebrate what represents a religious tradition and kicking off Lent. Lord, let us remember that it is a true time of repentance and to glorify you and sacrifice ourselves. But God, we're thankful for a day that we can come together and glorify you through many events. God, we just pray that we bless you through this, and God, that we give you glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Kevin. You can be seated, please. Okay. All right, I'd like to introduce the board first. Without these people, we would not have this celebration. I've been the breakfast chair for a lot of years. They talked me into being the general chair, which is a pretty easy job because everybody does their work, so it's perfect. So like I said, my name is Greg Bird. I'm the general chairman. Vice chairman is Gary Clausen. Not sure where everybody is, so I'll just go down the list. Oh, he's working the trailer. Very good. Executive secretary is Joanne Combs. She's right down here. She's great. Treasurer, Kenya Leva. Kenya's working the tickets back over there. She didn't even hear me. The technical support, Tim Fowler. He comes out here every year. There's Tim over there. Past chairman is Rhonda Stump. She's right down here in the front. Logistics, well, Gary Clausen does logistics too, so we make him work a lot. Okay. Ad sales, Shanna Whetstone. Is Shannon? She's not here this morning, okay. The Baby Cakes Award is Jan Nondorf. I don't think she's here either. Okay, I'll just go down the list. Breakfast chairman is Marvin Billings. He keeps the breakfast going. Rhonda Stump also does the dignitary. Tony Smith is the dignitary reception. Tony's right down here. Eating and flipping contest is David Ryan, Ryan's Karate. Interschool competition, Gary Clausen and Alicia Bird both work on that for the grade schools. Merchandise, Gary Clausen again. The parade is Mike Brock. Mike's right over here. There you go. Photographer, Caden Clausen. I don't know. Oh, there he is. I didn't see you, Caden. Publicity is Sally Fuller. Oh, she's working the door. Thanks, Sally. Races, Rhonda Stump and Rick Potts do the races. Race prizes, Tony Smith again. The Shriving Service, Kevin Alexander here is responsible for the Shriving Service. Talent show, Ricky Carrasco. Did a great job with that this year. Thank you, Ricky. And then Jack Jacobs, still, even though he left town, does our web support. So really thank all this group. They do a super job. Thank you. Okay. Also, do we have any of the international racers here today that are run this afternoon? And the men's pacer race, if you're here, please stand up. That's what it's all about. There we go. Thank you very much for participating in the race. And over here? Very good. Sorry, I'm a little close there. And we have some city commissioners and county commissioners. If you guys would all stand. I know we've got Jack down here and you guys. So. All right. And then now it's my distinct honor to recognize the front table here. Am I too close to this? Is that the problem? A little feedback. Okay. All right. So I'm terrible on right and left. To my right, I have Governor Jeff Collier. Thank you. Next to him is Chris Kobach. He's the Secretary of State. Ken Seltzer is our Kansas Insurance Commissioner. Thank you. And of course, our local representative, Shannon Francis. Everybody knows Shannon. Woo-hoo! And then we have Bud Estes, Senator Bud Estes. I've said that wrong. And next to him, we have Reed Petty, who's here on behalf of Senator Jerry Moran's office, the Southwest Kansas District Director. Thanks, Reed. And to my left, all right, you guys have already met Kevin Alexander. He's a minister of the New Beginnings Church and been really responsible for the Shriving Service, which I hope everybody comes to later on. And then it's been a lot of fun this weekend. We've got some guests from Olney. We have Tamsin Rollins and her dad, Jeremy Rollins. He's actually the current mayor of Olney, England. I know they're not sitting up here, but I want to introduce them anyway. Marcy Penner is down here. She's going to be part of our program today. So thanks, Marcy, for coming. And then Mayor Connie Segrist, she'll be part of the program too. So she's sitting down in the middle here. Okay, Marcy, I guess you are up. We'll now have Marcy Penner and Wendy LaPlante. Correct? All right, okay. There was a Kansas Sampler Festival. So they're going to give us a short program over here on the screen. So I'll turn it over to Marcy.
I don't know if you all will be able to see, but we'll... Welcome Welcome, everybody. I'm about to take you on a trip around Kansas. I know that you're all here to eat pancakes, and I want to tell you that one of the projects of the Kansas Sampler Foundation recently was to go to every incorporated city in Kansas to research for our new guidebook, which we have over there. But I want to tell you what the co-author did. The co-author is Wendy Rao. She's down here. Her quest was to eat a pancake in every county. So that's what she did. My quest was to eat a chicken fried steak, if done the Explorer way. But that's right. Anyway, the mission of the Inman-based Kansas Sampler Foundation is to preserve and sustain rural culture, and we were quite pleased and proud to have our Kansas Sampler Festival here in Liberal a few years ago. But if I could draw your attention to the screen, I'll take you on a quick 20-minute journey around the state. One thing we do at the Kansas Sampler Foundation, we've created a club, the Kansas Explorers Club, in order to create an audience for rural Kansas. And so I'm going to just show you a few slides to help you know what the meaning of an explorer is. So if you look at this building, this Boy Scout cabin in Mineola, I don't know if you can see it from way back there, but you'll see something interesting on the top of it. And I'll get a little closer with this. So an explorer would look for this kind of thing, and when they saw it, they would say to themselves, you know, I have to find out more. So Wendy and I went into the town of Mineola, and we said, who is that woman on the top of your Boy Scout building? And you know what the answer was? What woman? So the point is, sometimes we can't see what's right beneath our own eyes looking at our town. So at this church in New Almelo, which is in Norton County, I'd like you to draw your attention. Oh, I can't get, okay. On one of the towers there is a cross. And an explorer would stand at the bottom, and this is what they would notice. The cross barely hanging on to the tower. And long story, but we found out that in the 1970s, during a construction project, this cross was moved over, and they've assured me it will never fall off. So you're safe standing underneath. One more example. So if you drive down the main street of Cuba, Kansas, you will see this little stone building. And you might ask, what is it? Some people think it's a historic jail. Others think it's a fancy outhouse. But the truth of it is, there had been another building around it, and that building was a bank. What's left is this vault. This is the vault that's left after the bank was torn down in Cuba, Kansas. So those are just some examples of what an explorer would look for. I'm quickly going to take you through this show using our 8 rural culture elements that became the 8 wonders of Kansas. Now, I hope this isn't something that you've taken for granted, folks in Liberal. This is your wonderful book door at your library, and we show this in slideshows around the state and think it's just a top-notch thing to have in front of a library, an open book. And also, your 1930 Warren Hotel, now the Landmark Center, is just beautiful with the Art Deco. But now let's switch to some other architecture. The old City Hall in Dodge City has now been transformed into the Boot Hill Distillery. So I'm sure you'll all want to go there. Transformation of the old City Hall. And I know this table up here, and Josh Swati, another candidate for governor down there, whoever gets governor, I don't want you to change this bridge. So this is what we call the Scary Bridge. It's in Bazine, Kansas. And believe it or not, the deck of the bridge is a corrugated tin deck. You can imagine how noisy it is when you drive over it. We don't want all our bridges that way. Okay, art. Stan Hurd did the mural here in Liberal to relate the story of the pancake racers from Olney, England, and Liberal. It's a great mural on the side of a building. This is decoration at the front of the Lake Wabaunsee Golf Course in Wabaunsee County. The lady golfers got together with a local welder to make this pine cone, which is made out of shovel heads. These are the fun kind of things you can see around Kansas. Whoops. Where's Tony? We love your Tin Man in front of the Baker Art Center. And then there's this in Lucas. You've heard of American folk art, but have you heard of American fork art? Well, that's something they have in Lucas. And on the other side of the grassy park here, you'll find the Lucas Bowl Plaza, voted the #2 most beautiful public restroom in the United States. Now, I don't know if I can do it with this. Okay, I can't get my red thing to show you, but you see the arch on top? That's the toilet lid. And then it's the toilet bench. The toilet lid is the bench below. So I want you to be able to see that. And then there's the drain in the middle, little dog and things that fall into the drain. Now I'm going to take you inside the bathroom. Here's the men's bathroom, part of the wall. It's match cars and other things. And in the women's bathroom, they've got teacups along with the mosaic tiles. So start planning your trip to go to Lucas. And then you've got to have your toilet paper. So they made a sculpture of toilet paper that then turns into a sidewalk. I hope you've all been to Big Brutus. I know it's the other end of the state, but Big Brutus is the world's largest electric coal shovel still assembled, and it ran continuously from 1963 to 1974 to rip off the overburden over the coal seams. And again, I know it's hard to see, but you'll see Wendy standing in the track of Big Brutus, and that's how tall, how big, how huge Big Brutus is. Some of you maybe have seen the movie National Lampoon. For those of you who haven't, this won't be funny, but in the National Lampoon movie, they stopped at Coolidge, Kansas, to see Cousin Eddie, and you'll see the Cousin Eddie Visitor Center now when you go to Coolidge. Then I want to send you to the Main Street Market in Buckland for the very best cherry limeade in the whole state. And while you're there, do some shopping at the grocery store. It's very difficult to keep small-town grocery stores open, so all of us shopping at those little stores will help keep them open. Cuisine. Okay, if you love biscuits and gravy, after you eat your pancake, the very best biscuit and gravy might be at the Kettle in Beloit, where you'll find a biscuit and gravy pot pie. Let me tell you, it is really good. And then, if you're searching for just a comfort food meal, head down to Copeland and to the Copeland Cafe. And in the Red Hills, you'll find this little bar in a town of 50 people that Buster Hathaway started after he came home from World War II. They even have horses still tie up at the bar outside. This is an inside shot. They're famous for their steaks and burgers, but also for their fish bowl beer. So, but this, all the pancakes you could have in the entire state, my favorite are actually the Cahoffa crepes at your pancake house. So they're crepes with sour cream cherries that have been soaked in Cahoffa wine. Believe me, that is delicious. Customs. Hey, all roads lead to the land of Oz here in Liberal, so it's great to see all the Dorothys here today, and permanently, you can always see them here in Liberal at the land of Oz. I want to show you the most accurate weather station in the whole state. It's located in Athol in Smith County. You'll see this chain, and at the bottom of the chain is a rock. And the sign tells you when the rock is wet, that means it's raining. When it's white, that means it's snowing. So, very accurate weather station. Then there's the town of Elk Falls in southeast Kansas, population 120. They looked around to see what they had more of than anybody else, and the answer was outhouses. So they decided to have an outhouse festival, and people come from all over to pick up their ballot and then go around to all the different outhouses and judge. This particular outhouse this year was called the Lou with a View. And once you get inside, this is the inside, below the toilet, you'll find a fish tank filled with crappie fish. Crappie. Got to get that right. Now we have another infrastructure problem. The people in McLouth could not ever figure out a way to move this rock, this this Glacial Hills boulder, so they just left it. So if you're ever on Granite Street in McLouth, Kansas, watch out. There's no sign to warn you that there's this boulder in the middle of the road. So there you are. You just have to watch out. It's right in the middle, so you got to swerve around it a little bit. All right. Have you been to the Arickaree Breaks? I hope so. Josh and I were just talking about that. It's in northwest Kansas, north of St. Francis, the most canyon-y area of the state. Very beautiful. And then there's Big Basin Country, not too far from here. It's in Clark County. And one day we stopped and walked up to one of the areas where you can walk up to, and we looked out over and you could see a field of buffalo. I don't know if you can see it from out there, but the buffalo are somewhere in Big Basin Country. And then there's Mount Sunflower. Would you raise your hand if you've ever reached the summit of Mount Sunflower? All right, there's a few of you, and I understand, and these folks will too, why not a lot of people can make it to the top of Mount Sunflower. It takes a great deal of training and determination. I mean, you have to be so ready to get up there. This is the official highest point in the state. It's located north of Wescott in Wallace County. And once you get to the summit, you will be able to see California. It's located in Ed Harold's pasture, and this is what he's put up there to commemorate the official highest point in Kansas. History comes in all different formats. I hope maybe you folks don't know, and maybe some others, how did liberal get its name? It wasn't because of its political leanings, but S.S. Rogers in 1880 was a homesteader, and he had a well, and whenever travelers came by, he offered them water, and they would say, "That's mighty liberal of you." And that's what the sign says here that you'll find in your park. This is a picture in Concordia is the National Orphan Train Museum Complex. Between 1854 and 1929, over 250,000 abandoned and orphaned kids were sent west from the East Coast. And the story is told in Concordia, and you see this number 25 on this little girl's hat. When she reached Belleville, the family that was assigned number 25 knew that she would be their new daughter. In Haddam, Kansas, in Washington County, there's this jail. In 1901, women didn't have the right to vote. Men voted in a woman mayor and an all-woman city council. And the first thing they did was build this jail. And as the sign says, the reason they built it was for the containment of Haddam's unruly men. The last category is people. In Norton, Kansas is a place called the Also-Ran Gallery. Every person that ran for president and came in second is honored here at the Also-Ran Gallery. I don't know, do they have something like that for the governors in Kansas? Cemeteries are great, they're always open, and in Lincoln, Kansas, there's this stone that looks like a suitcase. It belonged to a traveling salesman. And when he died, he was buried here, and on the suitcase it says, Let's see, he stopped here last. One more story to tell. In the Delphus Cemetery, you'll see this stone, and it got our attention. It says Douglas Wilmer Eames, tax day 1942, and then at the end it says this proverb, which is very important to know. All things have an end. All things have an end except a sausage, which has two. Very important to know that. But we wanted to know, why would he write that on there? And then we realized something. There is not a death date on there. So we finally were able to track down Douglas Eames in Las Vegas, and he told us, I just thought it would be funny and no one else would do it. Well, I'm sure that's true. So folks, getting around Kansas, knowing our state, it's all about the road trip. If you need help, we've got a little guidebook over there to take you to 4,500 places in Kansas. Upcoming is our big Kansas road trip, replacing the Kansas Sampler Festival. So folks, we'll see you on the road, or at least the Yellow Brick Road. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy. Really appreciate that. We also really do appreciate our elected officials coming out today. I know it's an effort to get all the way out here from Topeka, so I'd like to give them a chance to give us just a little welcome or talk. So, Governor, we'll let you talk first.
Good morning. There is no better place than liberal Kansas today. Yep. Now, Olney is a close second. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. My daughters have run in this race in the past, and they couldn't be here today. I actually have one in England, and they wouldn't let her out of school so that she could come over to Olney and see it. This is a wonderful thing. It really is part of the heart of Kansas. And as we were just hearing, we saw the spirit that we all have. And that spirit is so special. It is what makes America great. So today is a celebration, and it is a lot of fun. And you know what? We're going to win the race this year. Have a great day.
Thank you, Governor. All right, then we have the Secretary of State, Chris Kobach. Do you want to say a few words? Thank you.
Good morning. Well, it's great to be in Liberal today. I wanted to introduce my 6-year-old daughter, Charlie. Charlie, can you wave? She just got a brand new pair of ruby red slippers. She told me last night, she was asked how many pancakes she was going to eat, and she said 1 million. She's now up to 2.5, I think. So got a few more to go, Charlie. Now, this is a great celebration. It's great to be here. I bring you greetings from Topeka. Remind you all that Secretary of State's office, we're in charge of elections and encourage you to vote in the primary on August 7th. And then, of course, in the general election in November. We've made a lot of reforms in that area in Topeka. As you know, we have photo ID now, proof of citizenship, and security for your mail-in ballots. And we're the #1 state in the nation now in securing elections. And that's kind of cool. Anytime Kansas can be #1, whether it's in one of our basketball teams or one of our football teams or elections, we'll take it, right? And it's pretty neat. Some other states are copying us now. Alabama has copied our proof of citizenship law word for word. They just took the word Kansas and scratched it out and put Alabama, I'm not kidding, in their statute. Pennsylvania copied part of our statute for protecting mail-in ballots, and so that's been good. It's been great to see other states follow Kansas. We've got a great state. We've got so many good things going on, and you know, we're really trying to improve the leadership of this state too. One thing I did when I came into office is I said I was going to see if government can actually shrink. Because, you know, we always hear about how government's getting too big, but can it actually shrink? And we did it. My office had a $7 million budget when we came in, and now it has only a $4.7 million budget 6 years later. So heck, if we have to tighten our belts as families, maybe the government could tighten its belt too. So anyway, some good lessons. And I encourage you to have a great day today. And thanks for having us in Liberal. We're having a great time.
Thank you, Chris. So now we have Ken Seltzer, the Kansas Insurance Commission.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. I'm really tickled to be in Southwest Kansas. We met a lot of people yesterday. I've been here a number of times this fall, the last summer and this fall and now this winter, but I want to recognize Roger Crossman, one of the two very fine State Farm agents in this town. He has the distinct honor of, I think, being the only person with two daughters in the ensemble this morning. So way to go, Roger, and your wife. Proud to be from Kansas, proud to be a fourth-generation Kansan. I'm a CPA, a businessman, just a lot of good things about my background I brought to this office. We have more than 20,000 calls coming into our insurance department every year. This year it's gone up by 20% since I was elected to this office 40 years ago. And guess what? We're doing it with 20% fewer employees. How about that? It works. You can focus on customer service and get a better result, and do it with fewer people if you manage government. So we're so proud to be a part of the state of Kansas. I grew up in central Kansas on a farm. I went to K-State, got an accounting degree. Go K-State. But here's the fun part. I married a Jayhawk. And after 37 years, we're still married. Can you believe that? So it all works. I have one daughter who's a K-Stater, one daughter who's a Jayhawk. So there will be perfect symmetry in my family forever. So I'm just proud of that. So looking forward to getting to know more of you and being here today during the races. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. And we have our representative, Shannon Francis, next.
Hey, everybody, I just want to tell you that there is no place like home. It's great to be here. And we're going to win one this year. Let's go out and win one for the USA. Thanks again.
Thank you, Shannon. And now we have our Senator Bud Estes.
Well, good morning, Liberal. It is such an honor to be to serve Liberal as your senator. I was actually born and raised in Buckland and now live in Dodge City. But we have one thing very much in common. If you're from Buckland and you're from Liberal, and that's called Highway 54. And so we have a very deep interest and some vision ahead for what needs to happen in Southwest Kansas. But so just be aware we're working to get that fixed at one someday. But anyway, it is such a pleasure to be representing you, and look forward to getting to know more of you.
Thank you, Bud. Reed, would you like to say something for Senator Moran's office? Thank you. Reed Petty.
First of all, Senator Moran wants to express his regrets for not being able to be here today. He is in Washington today. The Senate this whole week is debating immigration, so it's a pretty big issue, so he'll be in Washington this week. So he wanted to wish everybody a happy Pancake Day here in Liberal. Also, some of the things they've done, also infrastructure is coming up this week as well. The president announced an infrastructure bill, kind of going off of the Highway 54, Highway 83 thing. Obviously, that's something that could be important to this community with any sort of a potential infrastructure bill in the future. Also, back in December, you may remember the Congress passed a tax cut, and that happened a few months ago, but this is the month that everyone or most people should start to see that. And so make sure and take a look at your paychecks when they come in here in February. If you get paid twice a month, it may be on the second paycheck. Take a look and see if you have any extra money there in your paycheck. So Senator Moran wants to wish everyone a happy Pancake Day, and just a big thank you to the Pancake Board and all the dignitaries here today, and also the mayor of Olney, England, and his daughter here as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Reed. All right, now we do have the distinct pleasure of letting the mayor of Olney, England, Jeremy Rollins, come up and give us a short talk. And Tamsin, are you going to come up too? All right, very good.
Well, good morning, everybody. It took us 23 hours to get here from the UK. A long flight. There was only 3 of us on the aircraft that landed at Liberal. More people should come here. We've been overwhelmed by the support of you guys, the community spirit. It's been absolutely fantastic. But I should warn you that we are going to win.
Yeah.
And we, of course, have already run the race.
Yes.
I don't actually have the result yet, but I'm hoping for an email any minute.
Yes, thank you so much for having us, Liberal. We've had the most amazing time, and Alicia and Greg, you've been amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And yeah, if you want to win, you best run fast.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Jeremy and Tamsin. We really appreciate you guys coming out here this year. Now we'll get this to work here. We're going to have our Mayor of Liberal, Connie Segrist. Hand this down to you.
Face you.
Closer this way.
Okay.
Sorry, Connie.
Okay.
You got to stay out behind the speakers.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, now turn around, you think? Okay. Okay. There you go. I just want to say welcome, friends and fans of International Pancake Day. I'm sitting with my friend Alicia Bird here, whose mother was the first winner of the Pancake Day race. Well, thank you. Thank you. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall when her father went home to tell her mother what she was going to have to wear to run in the pancake race, and that she was going to have to carry a skillet with a pancake in it and run down a crooked road and flip that pancake. I imagine that she just could not believe it. And it is kind of incredible when you think about it. And here we are, 69 years later, doing the exact same thing and having as much fun as Billy Marie had running that first race. My fellow commissioners have already been introduced, but I would like to introduce Calvin Burke here at the table. He is our interim city manager. And I want to wish good luck to all the racers of all ages, and let's make this the best Pancake Day ever. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Connie. Okay, now we get to the fun part, the awards, unless I forgot something, but I think we're good to go. No, not yet. Oh, hold on. I'm getting... Like I say, if it wasn't for Joanne telling me what to do, when to do, and where to be, I would be in deep trouble. So thank you, Joanne. So first off, we have the award for the Grand Marshal for this year. We'd like to award that to Jeremy Rollins and his daughter, Tamsin. All right, and of course you'll be in the parade this afternoon, official Grand Marshals. Very good. Okay, next we have the Hall of Fame Award. Grab those. Okay, the other part of doing all these celebrations, there's a lot of work setting up all these tables, chairs, cleaning up, all that kind of stuff. So the Hall of Fame Award this year, we're going to give to the Seward County Activity Center and all the staff that spends hours putting this together for us. So if we'd have the representatives from the Seward County Activity Center, please come up. Well, I guess, oh, here they come. Thanks, you guys. we really appreciate everything they do for us. I would say it's a thankless job, but it sure makes it a lot easier on us that we don't have to do all this. Linda, are you coming up?
Linda.
Here we come. Get everybody up here. But they really do put up with a lot. I mean, they're out here setting stuff up, and then I come out here and say, oh, we need to move this, this, and this, and they never complain they move it. And then somebody else comes out and they say they need this, and so they have to move it again. So I really appreciate everything they do for us. It's amazing.
Feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. Always here for you. Wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful. That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Well, this was definitely out of the blue for me. I wasn't realizing doing this. I've been helping with the breakfast for the last 34 years, so it's kind of normal.
Thank you, Marvin. So, we really appreciate all your help over the years. Okay, is Joanne, are we ready? Okay. Do you have for the drawing? Are we ready for that? Okay, so the last award we have is the Basket Award. This is for all the people that helped sponsor the breakfast, do the advertising. Oh, new and upgraded ads. So if you want to be in the pot for this basket, you have to upgrade your ad. Or if you're brand new, we'll put you in too. So anyway, Joanne's coming up and we'll draw, and the basket's right there. Oh, Tamsin's going to draw. So you're going to make somebody happy and a lot of people unhappy. All right, I don't think I haven't seen it, but the Electric Motor Service, we appreciate your support, and we will deliver the basket to you. Okay. I think we're ready to retrieve the colors. Is the color guard available? Okay. Oh, there they are. Sorry, I can't see you in the light. So do you want to have everybody please stand to retrieve the colors? Thank you very much. Very good. Thank you, everybody, for coming out this morning. Please go to all the rest of the celebration today. It's a busy day. Have a great one. Thank you very much.